Alex, whole body in your seat. I'll keep checking, make sure it's what you
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to start with our, wait, is this working? Hello? Working? All right, stop. The word stop has multiple meanings. In this context, it's the main stem of a plant. So here we have some bamboo plants. And this part here is the stalk. Miss Bathke's garden has some sunflowers. Have you guys seen them?
Yeah.
That long stem is the stalk. Some of them are taller than me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's a motion we can do for stalk? Everybody stand up. I love it. I think just as tall, like upright as much as you can be. Nope. That doesn't look like a stalk to me. Stalk, hands up. All right, Stephanie, go ahead.
The word is stop. What's the word?
Stop.
Beautiful. Okay, dairy is another multiple meaning, which I did not know until I read this story. A dairy is a place where milk is prepared for drinking or it's made into other products like butter, cream, and cheese. What can we do for dairy? I mean, it's not just like milk, yogurt, ice cream, not that kind of dairy. It's a place where milk and other dairy products are made. So I think place, and maybe like drink some milk or eat some cheese, whatever you want to do.
I was gonna do that.
Okay, let's go, Stephanie.
The word is dairy. What's the word?
Dairy.
Everyone's doing the motions. Dairy.
What about dairy?
Dairy Queen? Think, what do they sell there? They mostly like ice cream, milkshakes, things like that. So ice cream is dairy.
Yay.
Deep
All right. Well, again, not my favorite word. Curds. Curds are the lumps that form in milk when it turns sour. What does it mean if milk turns sour?
Because it expired.
It like expires. It goes way past expiration and it starts to form curds. I don't know if anybody's ever had milk in their fridge long enough for it to form curds. Yeah. Yeah.
once
Because if you
I-
don't, you'll come back and you'll have
Once
curds in your milk.
I made a cereal with milk like that, and I was like, is that my
So you pour the cereal and then you pour the milk. Oh, so you got some curds. So curds are lumps that form in milk when it turns sour. What are you guys thinking for a hand/body motion? Okay, Billy's got a sour face. He's like, oh, he tasted something gross. Lila's going like this because she wants to show the little
Okay,
lumps.
let's do it on camera with it. So like, pretend you're pouring milk into a bowl, and then you eat, and you're like,
Okay, so pour the milk, eat. This makes like a sour face. Cool. Alex?
So like,
Okay, so Alex is going as far as like pretending to throw up. Okay, okay. Let's go to the next one. Or I'm sorry, Stephanie, go ahead. Whatever motion you decide on is fine with me.
the word is curds. What's the word?
Curds.
Okay. All right. Tingly.
Oh.
Something that feels tingly stings a little or feels prickly. So when I think of tingly, the first thing that comes to mind is like my foot falling asleep. This picture shows, have you guys ever had like a cut and you have to get cleaned out?
Oh yeah.
It stings.
Yeah.
And it almost does feel tingly, right?
it's like
Trey,
when
thank you
your
for
foot
raising your
falls
hand.
asleep.
So sometimes if you don't like get enough blood into your into your feet, you might not feel your legs.
It falls asleep, it gets tingly. It's like, I call it like pins and needles. Do you guys call it
When I
that?
went to school,
Yeah.
my hand,
I say my
foot
foot
felt heavy, and
It definitely feels
when
heavier.
I scratched it, I felt nothing.
It was numb.
Yeah, no, that's
I know,
what
it's a really
happened.
funny feeling, but that's what I think of when I think of tingly. Okay, so Kai's saying it's like a cactus. What can we do for a hand motion? You can make your whole body go tingly, you can just do your fingers. I like it. Everybody stand up. Everybody up. Okay, pause. Stephanie, go ahead.
The word is tingly. What's the word?
Tingly.
Wait, I just noticed at the end it tells you
Alex
what
and Rocco.
at the end it tells you what it is. Adjective. That's what it is.
It's an adjective.
And
You're
then
exactly
one's before we're now.
right. Let's look at the next one.
It's an adjective. Yeah.
What is an adjective, Alex?
adjective is a word that describes something.
Beautiful. All right, scarlet. If something is scarlet, it's a bright red color. So there's roses. What else is scarlet?
Your seat set.
Taylor, thank you for raising your hand.
Willie's
The seat
prime.
set.
Wait.
Willie's prime. Jana, thank you for raising your hand.
The tractor on the.
Okay, on the line with the tractor.
And then this here fruit that I don't know.
It's tomato.
Yeah, it looks like tomatoes. Okay,
Or
Kai.
it looks like the exit sign.
The exit sign. Okay. Emma, what else?
Tomatoes and apples, eh?
Oh, some of the states: Texas, Nebraska, Montana. All right, what do we want to do for our
We
motion?
might point at a bright color. Something that's bright and then.
Point at a bright red object,
Point at your seat
and
set.
then maybe make it bright. Okay, Stephanie, go ahead. I got my motion. Everybody up. Mr. Willie.
The word is scarlet. What's the word?
Scarlet.
Perfect. All righty. We have one more. Grove. Not groove, but grove. A grove is a group of trees that are close together. So here in Florida, we have a lot of groves. Does anybody know what kind?
ooh.
Trey, what do you think?
Like orange.
What is this state known for?
No, I forgot what they.
It's
the
okay.
orange.
Oh, Grayson couldn't even wait. Okay, it is orange groves. We have a lot of orange groves in Florida. So all these trees here that you see here, if we were looking at a Florida grove, it would have oranges on it. It looks like this one might be apples. It's hard to tell the
Hang
picture.
on, let me. It looks like a willow.
They're red. Looks like apples.
Yeah,
Let me see so we can think of. Okay, so Alex had a no. Sit, please. Go.
Yeah, those are.
Alex had a good idea. We could find a buddy around the room to get close to and make like a tree grove. Trees close together. Emma.
Wait, I do know that.
Okay, so Emma's just using hands, like showing that the trees are close together. Whatever you guys want to do is fine.
Wait, I'm gonna
I think I'm gonna go with Emma's. Or yeah, I'll go with Emma's. Hands close together. If you want to get with a buddy, that's cool too, though. Go ahead, Stephanie.
I'm a key. I'm a
Grove.
Grove. Stephanie, do it one more time so everyone's doing it.
The word is grove. What's the word?
Grove.
Perfect. Okay. Go ahead and take out your My Book.
Page
Open to page.
77.
I think you're right. Yes, you are. 277.
What is it?
Okay. 277. Jana, while you're back, would you mind flipping the lights on for me, please? Thank you. Okay, how did that get in my lunchbox? The story of food. This sounds similar to our essential question of the week, doesn't it? How does food get to the table, but how does this get to my lunchbox? Just by reading the title, what do we think this text is mostly about?
About food.
About food? How food gets in your lunchbox, right? Okay. To page 278, and I'm going to model our good reader habits. One of the best parts of the day is when you lift the lid of your lunchbox to see what's inside. Your parents have packed it with lots of tasty things to eat. They probably got all the food from the grocery store, but food doesn't grow in stores. So where did it come from before it was in the store? Just how did all this food get in your lunchbox? Let me see if I can fit more page on here. Okay, so this page, I didn't take any notes really. Is that okay? Yeah, I don't always have to take notes on a page because the author didn't really write a lot. But look at the illustrations. Can I get a lot of information from those?
Yeah.
Okay, Taylor, what do you see in the illustrations that might be important in the text?
Well, they're like
Okay, opening your lunches, looking what's inside. Really, what do you see? What kind of foods do you see? I see a sandwich. An apple. Okay, cool. I do want to write one thing. Right here, it says just how did all this food get in your lunchbox? I want to put a big question mark. Have you guys ever read a story or a text where the author asks a question?
And then they answer it.
Nice, Grayson. What did you say? Say it louder.
And then they answer it.
Usually when an author asks a question, they're gonna answer it.
like on the next page, not
Right, or maybe throughout the whole text. We don't really know. Let's keep reading. Okay. off is really good at asking questions. What's at the top of the page?
How do you let the bird and the sandwich get in?
Go ahead and box that in. What kind of text feature is this called?
A headache.
A headache. Notice that bread is a little bit bigger than the rest of the words in this question.
Because it's more important.
Because it's more important,
It's
maybe?
gold.
Looks like that's what this page might be about.
Maybe it just keeps on asking questions and questions until we all have the answer.
Think that they're going to answer the question. Let's read to find out.
Yeah.
A farmer planted seeds in spring, and by summer they've grown into tall, waving leaves with fat, ripe grains at the tip of every stalk. When it says that the wheat is waving, what does that mean? Are they saying hi? What does it mean?
It's probably because of the wind.
Okay, so maybe, what do we know about a stalk? A stalk is a tall stem. So Rocco's on the right track. If there's wind, it might be waving in the wind. The farmer cut the wheat with a giant combine harvester and sent it to a flour mill. I don't really have a lot of background knowledge on farming. I'm not a farmer. So I'm going to use my illustrations. I'm going to combine harvester, and I'm thinking that's what this machine might be. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I'm going to draw like a little arrow to it, kind of like a question mark, but I'm pretty sure that's a combine harvester. It looks like, I don't know, it's got some blades on it, and you can kind of see up here the wheat is standing up, right in this corner, but down here it looks like what? It's kind of like laying down and they cut it off. Well, let's read and see if they tell us more. Okay, so the farmer cut the wheat with a giant combine harvester and sent it to the flour mill. The miller grounds the grains into flour, and trucks took the flour to a bakery. So ground is just another word for chops or cuts up into small pieces. But what do you guys think a miller is? If it's at a flour mill, what's a miller? Alex, what do you think?
I think mill is like, so like once the grain goes into the machine, it creates flour. Flour is a kind of sugar, right?
It's not a kind of sugar, but it's something that you cook. Usually you bake with flour, and sugar is often involved, yes.
So I think and then it goes into the machine that has water,
Okay.
sugar.
But what do you think a miller is? Do you think it's a person or a thing? Let's start there. Thing? Who thinks it's a thing? Raise your hand.
I think
Who
it's
thinks it's a person? Interesting. Okay, so a miller is a person.
what?
Yep.
Yes.
So they work at like a flour mill. So I'm gonna write person who works.
I did not know
Sorry,
that.
person who works at mill. Well, good, you learned something. Everyone should be writing this with me. Alex, your pencil should be moving, especially if you didn't know this already.
I'm just getting out my pencil.
It's behind your book.
What?
It's on the.
Ah.
Yeah. Another couple seconds. Okay, so we just learned that the farmer cuts the wheat with a combine harvester, which just looks like this special machine / vehicle. They send it to a flour mill, and then somebody at the mill called a miller grounds the grains into flour, and then the trucks take the flour to a bakery.
Wait.
So we went from a flour mill, now we're going to the bakery.
Yeah.
The baker mixed the flour with water, sugar, and yeast.
So that's what it is over there.
Yes, we'll talk about that in a minute. The baker mixed the flour with water, sugar, and yeast, kneaded it into a soft, squishy dough, and baked it in a very hot oven. Does anybody know what the word kneaded means?
Oh,
Emma?
It's kind of like if you make slime, you have like
Okay,
this.
yes.
It's like working with it.
Yes, it's kind of like, you're exactly right, playing with it in your hands and kind of kneading it in so you get everything. So it says that they're mixing water, sugar, and yeast. You want to mix all of those things until they become one thing. You don't want to be able to see the flour, the water, and the sugar in the combination that you've made. Alex?
Remember the dairy word?
Yes.
I think this passage might be just about food of dairy. I
basically just,
Like I look on the next page and it shows the timeline sequence of cheese.
sequence. Okay, we'll get there. For now, I want to underline the word needed, and I'm just going to make a little note to myself. That means mix with hands.
It looks like the person who made this really likes helping.
You like
Yeah.
helping things? Okay, we'll
Because
see.
I was turning some pages. I saw
Okay, let's keep reading to find out.
carrots.
Out came fresh loaves of bread, ready to send to the store. Take a bite of the bread in your sandwich. Mmm, crusty on the outside and soft in the middle.
Is that garlic bread?
Could be.
Yeah.
All right. Sometimes good readers don't focus on the central idea of an entire text. They just do it on a page or two. If I were to make a central idea table, what would be my tabletop, the part in the middle? What do you think?
How to like
Okay, so yes, Taylor, it's the main idea goes in the middle.
how to make bread, basically. Like the making of bread.
And then the eggs like on our desk, or technically everything in detail.
The details. So I'm gonna draw my legs. Everybody do this with me. Run another one here. Okay, my table doesn't look very stable. That's okay. Looks like it might fall over. Okay, so in the middle, I want to write. Should I write how bread is made or where bread comes from? What do you guys think?
I think both.
Well, I'm not gonna write both. I'm just gonna pick one for my main idea. Do you guys think I should write how bread is made or where bread comes from?
How healthy food is made.
Just this page. This page is only
How
about what
bread is
Alex.
made. How bread is made. How bread is made.
Okay, let's go. How bread is made. I agree with that. I like that one better. How bread is made. Okay, now I'm just gonna put one on my legs. What are these parts? Are these all central ideas on the legs?
No.
They're details. They're what holds the table up. They support the what?
How is paper made? The main idea.
The main idea or the central idea. How bread is made.
I noticed there's a grain.
Okay, so for one of my legs, I think I'm gonna write the farmer.
I think you should write that on the other page.
Cuts. I'm just gonna write the farmer cuts the wheat. I'm really not gonna write the whole sentence. I'm just gonna take a little chunk of that sentence.
I know, but I think you should do that on the other page. Like the details,
No, I
like
put it on the
farmer
legs of my
details
table.
on the page 280 and baking details 281.
No,
Is
I
that
put it
what
on the
I
legs of my table, Alice. You do the same as me.
Okay.
What is another supporting detail I could put?
Wait.
Take a minute to reread if you have to. I'm gonna reread it with you. Ooh, I found one. Okay, the miller grounds the grains into flour.
More like needed.
Nope, grounds and kneaded are two different things. Ground means chops, right? The
Oh.
baker is one who does the kneading.
So it's basically farmers and bakers work together to create a yummy bread.
Yeah, you could say that. The miller grounds grains to flour. What should my next one be? Does anybody have an idea?
Wait, what was the second detail again?
The miller grounds grains to flour. So they're grounding the grains of wheat into flour. We kind of just abbreviated that. See a lot of pencils still moving, so I'll give you guys a minute. Okay, does anybody have an idea for what my next leg could be? Look at that next paragraph. Or even we could add something from paragraph 6. We said the miller grounds the grains into flour and trucks took the flour to a bakery. We split that into 2 supporting details. What do you think, Taylor? Would you add that, or would you go to the next paragraph and pick something totally new?
Next paragraph.
There's no right or wrong answer because both would work. Totally up to you. Next paragraph? Okay, let's read the next one. The baker mixed the flour with water, sugar, and yeast, kneaded it into a soft, squishy dough, and baked it in a very hot oven.
I see antonyms in there.
Okay, but what about supporting details?
Ooh, sequence. There's a sequence in the next paragraph.
Okay, there is a sequence in this, but I want to talk about the central idea. So what part of this supports how bread is made?
Sugar, yeast, and water.
The
The
picture.
baker-
Like telling, like
So
it's
how-
telling us what is needed to make the dough, and
Yes.
then the next step.
Yes,
Like
you're
telling
exactly
us
right.
steps.
Yeah, so how about we just say the baker mixed flour.
Water and yeast. What is
I think that's a lot. Yeast is something used to make bread. It helps the bread rise. Okay, let's just shorten that and say the baker mixes flour with other ingredients. With other, I'm running out of ingredients. I'm gonna squeeze it in here. Just write baker mixed flour with other ingredients.
what should our fourth leg be?
Do you have any ideas? I see one that I think I want to use, but I want to hear what you have to say.
I think
Remember that the
it's
question.
telling us, it's like telling us the inside and outside of the bread in the next paragraph, in the next 2 paragraphs after the one we're on.
Okay, but let's think. The question that we're asking is how is bread made? So how does the author answer that question? First there's little step, the farmer cuts the wheat, then the miller grounds it into a flour, then the baker mixes it with other ingredients. What could be our fourth thing that tells us how the bread is made?
Cook bread.
Who said cook?
Grace.
Grayson, I like that one.
But it's baked.
Baked, you're
Baked.
exactly right. It's baked. Baked is cooked. They're a little bit different. Okay, so then,
Baker bakes bread.
I know, I was trying to
into
think of
oven.
baker puts bread in oven, let's say that. I don't want to say baker bakes. Baker puts bread in oven.
More like dough. I think that's better.
Okay, yes, if you want to write dough, that's cool with me too. I know, I kind of ran out of space too, guys, but that's okay. Just do it the best you can. We'll do another couple seconds to finish this part up. Yes.
How do you spell dough?
Huh? Like being done for the day? It's okay, you're about to do some hard work. Yes. Okay, in a minute here, you guys are gonna get partnered up to read page 282 and 283 with your partner.
And
Oh.
make a table.
Hold on, another question.
Oh.
Go ahead and box that in.
I told you, and I told
Alice,
you.
I'd say, what do you think you're gonna do with your partner? Say that again.
I told you there's a sequence and make a table.
Okay, so we're not-
making a table of cheese, how cheese is made,
Yes.
and
Okay,
where
okay.
it is made. Who does it?
Okay, I like what you said, that there is a sequence. You're gonna make a main ideas table, or you could do an ice cream cone or a pizza, whatever one you like the best. About how cheese in your sandwich gets in your lunchbox. There's a diagram that will help you with the supporting details. I'll give you a big hint there. I'm gonna partner you up and you're going to read this with a partner, and you're going to make your main idea table. You can do it on a whiteboard or off to the side, but you'll probably have more room on the whiteboard, okay? All right, Miss Hardin's group can go ahead and meet at the back table. Let's have Kai and Johnny. You can stand up and find some around the room. Taylor and Ariana. Grayson, go with Gray. Aubrey, go with Jana. Lila, go with Lala. Does not have a partner? Alice, are you going to work with your group or alone? Emma and Stella, and then Reagan and Alex. So what should you have while you're working with your partner? You should have your my book and a whiteboard. Unless you want to do it. Are you boys going to work with both?
How did the bread and
Okay. What are you working on? Reagan, get over here, girl. Okay, so if you want to do it, you're reading the book. Pizza?
These pages, guys, pages.
When you have your main idea table, Jana, when you have your main idea table, I don't know if I said this or not, when it's finished, call over me and Mrs. Stoller to come check it, okay? So raise your hand when you're done, I'll hold them up.
Okay, to add these bacteria, and I feel to make it turn sour. They added a substance they annually use to digest milk called remnant. And
I don't understand. What are these? Wait, Reagan, I just thought of a good idea. Maybe you should like circle to what the arrows are pointing from the bubble.
And add it to the foam and press them into the block. Cheese
Chopped into rubbery curd, adding some salt and
Wait, I don't know if that cheese anymore. How did I learn that?
start the box for nuts and pears with
Somebody stands there and stares at us. I know, that was like totally mistake. I'm telling you, I might not eat cheese ever again. Yeah, it's actually.
Okay, so like,
You read one, I read two, you read three.
no, we're not. I didn't read it.
Oh, read it.
And it changed the ending to this. Okay, so let's do animate C. I know.
Warm up the milk.
I don't want to eat I don't want to eat cheese.
They're adding bacteria. So really, they are
Is it good bacteria? How?
Yep.
And added bacteria to turn it.
Make it turn sour. Oh boy.
And added the Oh no, it is a machine. Wait, come here because I want to read the parts
Oh man, look.
It changed into this called curd.
That makes a little more sense because I was like, is someone really gonna stand there and stir for months?
Or it could
You
just
gotta-
be a machine.
It looks like the machine would do it, but yeah, they store it for months until the cheese was ripe. What
I
is
don't want to
ripe
eat
mean?
cheese anymore.
Like ready? You would think that cheese would not be ripe after months.
bacteria
to make it
sour and stick.
I'm telling you, I'm not gonna eat cheese. I just can't after this.
I'm not gonna eat cheese
Adding
anymore.
bacteria and they're storing it for months.
So I don't like it. And then you substance that by step by
Let's read what's in the box.
when the milk goes bad. Oh, and when the milk goes bad, and then it like forms in your milk. When it turns sour, it forms in your milk. It turns sour.
Because they all show the different ways
However,
that cheese is formed.
that is true, but when milk sours, again, there's
Like there's how many There's 6 of them. But you need 3 supporting details or 4.
curd is a necessary part of making the cheese.
They store the cheese.
It's about detail fruits, right? Sometimes like that, when milk turns sour, but you make the cheese. No, it takes some time. That's when
I'm never gonna make you cheese.
I'll think about it while we do it.
bacteria is like what's in yogurt. Okay, so that's
More details in how cheese is made, right? Oh, you okay. So you have that. They warm up the sour. They add the bacteria. It's not like
Yeah,
Right, so the strawberries are ready for the sweet sour. What were you gonna say?
Okay, class to be class.
Yes.
Okay, everybody look up here for just a minute. Some of you are starting to finish up. As soon as I tell you that you can move on to independent work, I'm going to hand out this bookmark. You're going to reread the pages that you're reading right now. So 382 and 383 alone. And you're going to answer questions 3 and 4 by yourself. This is going to be like your exit ticket, okay? Alrighty, so our first one's done are Stella and Emma, so girls can head back to your seats. I'll come check it and I'll give you a bookmark.
Let's see, like. Excellent.
No, it changes. This is at the start, and that's when the bacteria that.
Bacteria like changes the cheese.
They tell you the steps.
Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is do what to the cheese, to the milk. I'm gonna leave it in milk form.
Just questions 3 and 4.
I like how you highlighted the 2 questions you're focusing on.
I'm gonna use, I'm gonna get from the liquid dairy to the hard cheese. So before you transport it, what are you doing? Curds and whey, and sweet and sour. Right? Salt.
Reread it.
So what am I gonna do? How am I gonna make cheese from dairy?
It tells you the steps.
Add.
You need to add.
I see it. Add. Change. Store.
Should we just write this in copy?
I don't know. So where do I get it?
It's added bacteria.
What am I adding?
Cheese, what specifically about cheese?
But what am I doing? What am I doing? Nope, how to make cheese. That's not on here. How to. You're fine. You have one more. You do. Okay.
Add bacteria to add to add crumbs to add. So what should we do?
Jack's telling you the steps. There's supporting details of how to make cheese. Willie, help Jack with some words. Adding what? Bacteria. What else? Birds. Bacteria.
They probably put it in the freezer, so they freeze. They add some salt. No, we need one. Add bacteria.
So what's the biggest difference?
You only need one.
You should have it done by now because you read it. Use your
Milk is liquid and herbs and you can read it out.
As long as you can read it to me.
Say that milk is
Right. Add.
bacteria. That's what I said. Can you have
Press into blocks.
add bacteria?
For months.
I said add bacteria.
There's one. What's another one?
Add
Stephanie, what you say?
I don't need to say back
That's it. Breathing. Okay, just put PACT, period.
Do we answer questions?
Just 3 and 4. When you're done, just check.
That's my last step, I agree with you. Store the thing.
And some salt. Choose a color that is
Okay, so throws it away, right? Here, you have bacteria, and throws it away. Now, rubber part, drain on the curds.
So think about how this supports omega-6 and the other substances animals use to make this milk called rennet. And our main idea was how cheese is made or where cheese comes from. So how does this detail help you understand that?
I did that already.
Okay, then over here, we're gonna put add curds, drain off whey. Sure.
Think about it. Your answer was great. Tell me what rennet was. I want to know why that's important. Did you use this as one of your legs on your table? It's a main idea. It shows me.
I really did that too.
And it could have been. That's fine too.
And then store, right? Store the question 3 and 4, that's right. Right here, 6. Hey, can you go get the bookmarks for our table?
It tells us where they need to change those. What's the last one?
Can we have what's this?
Sure. How many? 1, 2.
5, please, yes, ma'am.
Any information about the June pop up or different pages? It's just gonna be questions.
What do you do when you're done?
Wonderful, thank you.
Yes. What do you do when you're done?
I'm gonna check it and then you can use it as your bookmark. Yes, just put your name on it, 'cause I know you like to do stuff.
Okay, you guys see it? Here.
Okay. So I just have them start putting, because we lost all the time.
Take out a book and read.
Oh, okay. All right, Jenna, just take out a book for now. We're gonna have you do that.
So how does this, okay. That's right. Then number 4 is essentially the whole concept. So how does this page support what's in
Read me your main idea. That's fine. So you just pick out.
I read you will do
Okay, name on it, okay. Name and date. Name and date. Or dash.
Okay, good. You got it good, but we are sure. Unless I get an extra.
Okay. Number 3, it says answer the questions from pages 282 to 283.
If it's a real
Just have Alex.
What is that?
Girls, I don't think we have time for library because we had to restart the lesson, so we're running short on time.
Why do they do that? Why though? What does it say, guys?
I don't have a book.
Yes.
One's at library.
Well, what? You can't digest it.
Yes, just 3 and 4. Thank you. Oh, you can erase your
I like it. It's an old one. I like it. So did I.
or substitute needed space.
Okay, so what is our separation? How